Traditionally, what we find is that if you break your content into two pieces, expanding via skills, via the plugin method, or expanding via knowledge, which is traditionally done through things like graph connectors. And what's the difference? Well, the difference being is that holistically, you have knowledge in your organization and you take that information and you might add it into the graph. Whereas skills is you want to perform specific actions on specific sets of information. So that's just bringing together what Richard was talking about before.
If you think about your competitive advantage today, it's based on your data, your processes, and your people. That's nothing new. But specifically around AI, that means the more effectively you adopt and embrace AI in the organization, you get a competitive advantage because more people are using it, which means more people are augmented by it, and that gives you a benefit. If you think about the processes side, the more we can extend and automate with Copilot, the more we can provide value. It's important to understand that everyone will get those baseline capabilities between adoption and the baseline capabilities of Copilot. So where you really get differentiated value in the marketplace is when you extend and enhance the way people work with your data and your processes, specifically those lowercase p processes in the business. What I mean by that is everyone understands those capital P processes. We think about customer wait times in the process within a bank or whatever your organization is. There are all these capital P processes. Some of them in our ERP systems, some of them are in customer experience systems. And what we do is we bridge between those systems with people doing these what we call lowercase p processes. And lowercase p processes are a huge competitive advantage because the more we can codify, digitize, and improve them, the more performant our organization is in a differentiated way than our competitors. And that is important to understand. It's the same value proposition of low code in the past, but it's now amplified and exponentially more valuable with AI. And lastly, we have data itself. Well, if the data is valuable in your organization and you have unique customer insights and other sorts of insights, you can use that data to enrich both understanding and effectiveness of your employees, but also you can use it to help power automation, insights, prediction, and much more. So think about it like this. If you were to invest in right now, rolling out Copilot for Microsoft 365, maybe you already have, and you do it right, you do the technical readiness, the right governance, the ROI you're going to get is substantial, right? It's good return on investment. But what we found is when you invest in adoption, you get compounding returns, right? You invest in adoption, it ends up costing less and less over time as you get more and more effective at scaling and champion programs and everything else. And as you do that, you get more and more compounding benefit out of this initial investment of your Copilot licenses. But this last part is what we believe could be a hockey stick of growth. It could be that exponential curve. And what we found in very short amounts of time is that customers, when they start to expand and extend the capabilities of Copilot, they get higher return than any other technique that we've had, including even adoption. So if you were to put all your money in one basket, for sure the emphasis should be on how do we use Copilot and various Copilot experiences, but specifically Microsoft 365 ones, to extend and automate our processes.
But let's be honest, with any AI investment, there are multiple pieces to the puzzle, and you can't build a car without the necessary parts. So when we look at AI essentially is a set of models, is simply the engine. We must consider the entire car rather than just the engine. And what do I mean by that? You take things like the data on your content. Copilot essentially is nothing without your data and content. You have to ensure that you add the right information into Copilot for M365. This is not about taking every single piece of information that you've ever had, ever existed, ever written, ever created in your entire life and dumping it into the Microsoft Graph. Because all you essentially end up with is the file share scenario, the needle in the haystack from 10 years ago. So it's about bringing the right information in. How about security? What we're finding now is people are taking information, popping it into Copilot for M365 and searching and seeing information that they shouldn't do, because what this is exposing is security holes. So taking the right information, ensuring that your permissions are in the right place, and enabling users to access the information they really need to do their job. It's also about how quickly you can get going on something. It's like return on investment. You index the content and you use it instantly. So what we do is we help you protect yourself from the technology shifts by providing you with a solution that gets you going very quickly, ensuring that the right information is added into Copilot for M365, but providing support throughout the entire process.
Yeah, it's a great call because we want to move fast. We want to do this extensibility, but we need to do it in a responsible and secure way. And whether that's with vendors or whether that's with support, we need to make sure we're doing that. But the output of all of this is the same. The big mistake a lot of organizations make is they start this process on extending Copilot too late. It's important to do it much earlier because the benefits it provides are very significant, and the sooner you can get to those benefits, the better it is for your organization. It's also a critical part of maximizing the return of AI, especially multiple Copilot experiences, starting with Copilot for Microsoft 365. So again, really important that executive and leaders and others understand this.